Yo, 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 everybody. What is up, OCD Mikey? Hi-Fi guy here. OCD Mikey, hi-fi gay. Hi-fi gay. I'm a hi-fi gay. Right here for you guys. How you doing? Live and in living color. Let's see what we've got. Testing everything. How do you guys like the lighting? I fixed the camera. It's going to get better and better. I know I still got this janky ass thing, but my Neumanns are back ordered, so I'll have Neumanns shortly. And I will go through. Oh, I got to go through all these things. Everybody was here a little bit early, 11 p.m. on the East Coast. Snoring by then. Can't wait to see the show. Dale Dimmick. There you go, Dale. Dale's right here with us right now. Dale, what do you think about the lighting, brother? Is it a little better? I know it's a little saturated here. I'll get it dialed in, but Dale taught me. Dale is from Hollywood, man, and Dale has worked on some pretty big-ass blockbuster movies, and he is a lighting man. So lucky for me, I meet a lot of people doing what I do, and I get expert advice from guys that work for Hollywood, worked in Hollywood, worked on major stuff for whether it's microphone sound, pro sound, or lighting or whatever. Writing, I got a writer that I don't write anything yet, but he's trying to teach me about scripting stuff and whatever. I don't know. I kind of like to shoot off the seat of my pants like I typically do. So good to see you, Dale. Thanks for your tips today. Ben from Haarlem, Denmark says, not Denmark, I meant Holland. Holland. Mikey, what is up, bro? Mr. Kibling, Stroopwafel, you know it, brother. I love Kibling, dude. I like fish, especially when it's like that. Kibling, for all you guys that don't know, in Amsterdam, they have this street market. You can get it other places, of course. But where I had it was the Amsterdam street market. And you go there on the weekend, and there's all these food trucks, food carts and stuff. And you get kibbeling, which is cod, just fresh cod nuggets with batter and deep fried and tartar. And dude, it is so, I know fried fish is bad for you, but that shit is good. Stroopwafel is okay, but I really dig the kibbeling. And I like the Gouda is phenomenal. Celebrating this month my 20 years proud ownership of secondhand Sugden Power, Preamp Transport, and DAC, built 1992-93. Awesome. Glad to see that it is still in operation. Triumph Hi-Fi is trying to test things. Masher says hello, and Masher says hope everybody's well. Ziggy Cat, good morning from Sweden. Good morning. Thank you for joining. Davey B says, Janny got a gun. Janny got a gun. Her will come undone. Yeah, it does. From looking straight at the sun, what did daddy do? What did he put her through? Yeah. A tribe. Aussie. What's up, Shane? Shane in the house. Shane is our Australian counterpart of the tribe. Steve is here. Steve is Bedrock Audio, designs and creates, manufactures open baffle granite speakers. Really cool stuff. Daniel Osio. Daniel is our native. He's representing the Native American contingent for us, right, Daniel? He's keeping it real for us. Charles is on board. Good evening, Charles. How are you, buddy? Wes is around. Hi, Wes. How are you? I'm going to tell you guys about the show, okay? In a second, I'm going to go into this tool thing, which I don't know anything about. I did not know anything about Tool until I went to this show last night. I mean, I've heard of them, right? And then Fear Inoculum came out, and people were like, oh, amazing album. You got to hear it. And I heard it, and I was like, okay, intense. I don't really get it, you know, whatever. I still don't totally get it. But I'll tell you about, like, man, that was wild stuff, man. I'll go into it in a little bit. Hey, Neil, what's up? Oh, thank you, Uptown Reef. I'm sure your reef looks beautiful as well, too. But I do have, I'll get the shading right. Like I can see, like my eyes are a little, is that better? I can see the color is off a little bit. It's a little bit in the red space. I'll figure this shit out, you guys. I'll get it dialed. You know, Mikey likes to get things dialed. So I will get this shit dialed. The lighting will be perfect. I'll have a microphone on a boom, and with a Neumann, I've got a Manley Vox box sitting on the floor over there. I've got the best mic pre's. I've got it'll be all the best audio shit. So you guys will be getting the good stuff very soon. So thank you for the compliment. Hi from England. What is up, Stephen? Stephen. You know what? No, that's not British. I thought I had some bangers in my fridge. I had some bangers the other day. I bought them at a local British market. And I'm Welsh, by the way. My name Powell is Welsh. So I do have 1/4 inch Wales, you know, go figure. And so I want to learn a little bit more. So I tried bangers and they were quite good. They were Irish bangers, however. So I don't know the distinction between Irish and British bangers, but these were great. So hello. Never seen them live. How was Tool? Insanity, bro. I was trying to wrap my head around it. I still don't know what happened last night. Like, I'm still processing it. I'll go into it in a second. Let me work my way through these and then I'll come back to the Tool show. I hate bright lights in my face. Yeah, it's a little tough. It's the only way you can do it here. Hey, Mal Capone is here. Malcolm, so you guys know, Malcolm he's my private helicopter pilot. Can I pretend like you're my? It was so great. I rode with Malcolm. Malcolm flies a helicopter. I rode with him from the Pebble Beach Auto Show, the Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance, you know, and we came back. We came all the way to Connecticut, all the way to New York. We went from West Coast to East Coast on a helicopter, and Malcolm's a pilot, and it was funny. Every time we'd land, they thought I was the talent or the rich guy, right? Because I was sitting in back and the two pilots were in front. So it's funny, you know, when you get down to the tarmac and the guys that are working on the thing are like looking over to see who's inside, you know, who's the rich guy inside, you know. So Malcolm started calling me boss and shit like that. It was ridiculous. It was so funny. But man, I missed the helicopters after going up in one, dude, and doing it that many times. I really got used to that movement and I really dig it. It's like I miss it. Anyways, what was I going to say? Malcolm used to, before he was flying helicopters, this guy was a supercross competitor. He competed. He was in the and I hope it's cool that I tell people, you guys, I share your stories because you guys all have super cool stories. Malcolm can launch his freaking motorcycle 30 feet in the air, like, and do tabletops and whatever the hell other shit that they do, tricks, you know. But he's a supercross guy and he's a big dude too. You're not a little guy, Malcolm. I don't know how you do that and be as big as you are. You're over 6 feet, I presume. Anyways, so that's cool. There's a couple motocross guys in my following, couple bodybuilders, military guys, ex-intelligence people, engineers. I love the tribe is full of great talent. Charles, you love unscripted, but who knows? Yeah, you never know. Maybe we make some shows, some segments. Charles, by the way, is a writer. He works in the movie industry and the indie film, independent films. And Charles has got phenomenal ideas. I've been talking to Charles for years, and we just talk about concepts and ideas and things. And Charles goes deep, man. He's a good guy to have conversations with, and he's a good guy to bounce ideas off of and to just talk about stuff. Thank God for Charles, because you know, I get to know you guys. You guys know I've got a group of y'all here. I talk to Malcolm too frequently. I talk to a lot of you guys, and I learn different things from different guys. I find out what y'all are pros at, and then maybe I hit you up to teach me about something that you guys are good at, you know. So hey Mikey, how do you get Rune to work behind a VPN? Mine works behind a VPN, no problem. And I never had to do crap for it. So I really don't know, man. And the thing that sucks about Rune is you'll never get, there's no one you can call, right? See if anybody else has an answer for that. You can answer. What's up, Jason White? How are you? Jason is also now, someone on here is called Pretty Reefs. And Jason, I would be remiss if I didn't tell Pretty Reefs that Jason has a company that sells reef rock. And I can't remember what's unique about your reef rock, Jason. I know it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's volcanic rock that is great for reefs. And Jason has the good shit. So, and he likes to car race. He's got a track car. Jason has a track car. I get some car guys. I'm a motorcycle guy. Maybe one day I'll be able to afford a sweet German race car. I don't even know if I'll get one, but maybe. Joao, Mikey, have you ever removed the socks from your old 3.7Is? Yes, of course I have. I did it right away. If you did, what happened? Did they sound better? Oh, no. I mean, it stands to reason that maybe they would, but no, man. Magnapans are tuned to sound good with their socks on there. I took them off to do modifications, so it was pretty cool. Arun, hey Arun, what is up? He's saying hi to the tribe. Arun, I had Indian food last night, man. I had a kick-ass dosa. It was so killer. My God. And then the dal lit my mouth on fire, brother. Holy shit. It looks unassuming, man. It's just like yellow freaking lentil soup, but it's so spicy. We had a korma that was killer, and some we had two puri and the dosa. It was all the bread we had. We didn't get any naan or anything like that. I love me some Indian food, man. Indian vegetarian food is tasty. Arun is from Denver this time. Okay, man. You can smoke some weed there for free or for legally, right? Not that I would. I don't even trust weed anymore. It's too strong these days. Hey, Mikey, which aftermarket stands do you recommend for the 1.7i? Shit, I don't know. I'm out of touch. The stock stands wobble too much. Can't build them myself. The 1.7. I don't know. I think maybe what's that guy's name? Magna stands. No, Magna risers. Magna risers. Magna risers or Magna stand. 1.7, dude. I might have the one. I got a pair of Magna stands I will sell to you cheap. I just need to make sure that they are for the 1.7s. I think they were for my 1.7s that I had at the time. We just have to measure them. Just call me on the phone, Neil, and I can hook you up with some at a great price because they're used and I've just got them out in my shop. They're still in great shape. I just need to find them. I know they're there. So just holler, bro. They work good. Anything other than the stock stands are good. Chris Muller says, hey, got the 125s from Kev today. Love them so far. Okay, so cool, Chris. Chris is telling us now, this is for you guys that are watching. Chris is a tribe member. Kev is a tribe member. And this is one of the sales that I told you about. I put up on the audio, or I mean on the 11 Stereo website. You guys can sell to one another. So Chris bought a pair of Jeff Rowland 125s from Kevin, who put them up for sale there. And he's stoked so far. He got a great price on them, cheaper than I would be able to sell them to him for, less expensive, and a real kick-ass setup. So glad you're happy, Chris. Glad to hear that. Much love from the Cherokee Nation. Cool, man. Awesome. You know, when I think about that, Cherokee people, Cherokee tribe. And there was also, what were those guys' name, man? And you know it, Redbone. Remember, Daniel? Do you know Redbone from the 60s? Okay, so that's a great story. Redbone was a Native American group of, you know, rock and roll band that was Native American, and they were great. They never made it because they were Native American and it wasn't going to sell right and proper marketing bullshit, right? But there's a documentary, I believe, on Redbone. And it's great music. If you guys have never heard Redbone, check it out, man. It's cool stuff. It's from the 70s, like late 70s. Cool stuff. Shane says the audio sounded really good. Which audio? The audio, this audio right now, the audio sounds really good or sounded really good? What are we talking about at the concert? Let's see. Just enjoy the music. Says, look at the clean cut. It's not. It's the same clean cut as before. It's just the camera. I fixed the camera settings. You know, here I am just using default settings that look like crap, and all the automatic shit is switched on. And I was relying on the automatic stuff. Now I'm just doing the manual, stuff. So I sat there today with, it's so easy too, and I'm so dumb for not doing it, but that's how into video I am. I have to bring myself up to speed. I talked with Dale today, and I'm like, oh geez, I just have to go in. I just went down to my software and typed in Logitech because I use a silly Logitech stupid webcam, but and there it was, popped up all my settings. I'm like, what a dumb, man. I'm so dumb. I didn't even open this and like try and do my settings. So Tool is about polyrhythms. Yeah, that's for sure. Danny carries the band. In fact, yes, I'm going to talk about that in a second. The band is, the lead instrument is the drums. Absolutely. The drums sit on a riser in the center of the stage, and that's where all the colored lights and cool shit goes to him. And then there's a guitarist and a bass player. There's a spot on each one of them. And then the vocalist is behind the band in the dark, pretty much. No spotlights on him at all. And he sits back there and sways back and forth and sings. And it's a tripped out shit, man. That shit is tripped out. I still can't wrap my head around. I'm trying to grasp it. I understand that they use the Fibonacci sequence in their timing, like the drum beats and the timing, the time signature is extremely complex. It's not a normal, like, steady beat that you could dance to. So right when I was getting into a beat, like, so I could boogie a little bit, or rock, I guess, the beat would, the rhythm would shift up, and it would be like, damn it. And I'd be trying to figure out the pattern in my head. I'm good at percussion. I'm Latin, man. I can dance. I can freaking play conga drums. So I understand rhythms, and I pick up the patterns of rhythms pretty quickly. But man, with Tool, no way was I picking up that rhythm, dude. It was throwing me off. I was like, dude, I was disorientated and shit. Yeah, it was. So it was crazy. My skin, I look red, dude. There's too much red. I have to trim it back to figure out. Let's see if I can do. I wonder if I can do any settings on the fly. I probably can, but who cares, man? We'll do it. We'll do it later. Stephen Burdick says hi. What's up, Stevie boy? Good to see you, man. Just enjoy it. Well, then bring your own. Is that what boyo? I'm not quick on the acronyms. I don't know. I heard the new Maggie 1.7, pretty impressive, and they only had 2 hours on them. Bass was solid into at least the upper 30 hertz range. Yeah, Magnepens do bass. They do it fine. They just don't have percussive, impactful, like dynamic, punchy bass. But they do relay low frequency information very well. Put this thing on my thing. Okay. Outcast Jeff says, how's it going? Good, I hope. Question, do you know why YouTube music sounds better than streaming apps? I don't even know that to be true. So you got me. I'd say YouTube has more money. They can do more things. I don't know. Malcolm, how did you get your pilot's license? Wes wants to know, Malcolm. Let us know. Steve DeHart, very cool. I just bought the LRS Plus. Do you currently have Magnepan? Steve makes his own stuff. North says, great job on your last couple videos. Thanks, North. I'm in the market for a good squirrel hole. What was your first? What's your favorite? My first squirrel hole was vacuum tubes. That was absolutely my first squirrel. That was when I tasted the ether, if you will. From there, maybe tweaks, man. Tweaks is the rabbit hole. It's just tweaks in general. Any tweaks. You start doing little shit that causes little changes in sound, and you can do that for years. and be cuckoofied by it. So anything that's a tweak, any tweak is squirrel hole. 18. See, Malcolm says 18 feet. Okay, Malcolm's being real with us. So Malcolm can launch his, but that's two ceiling heights and then a couple feet, 18 feet. So, but if you take the jump, okay, so 18 feet, how high is the jump, Malcolm? And then we have the jump, and then we have how high you launch off there. So together you get a high jump. Oswald Mills Equipment, does his stuff sound any good, or is it more focused on the art and design of the pieces? I from what I understand, it's the latter. The guy's a sculptor, he's got a cool art studio in New York. I know a couple people that have visited him. One of them was my clients. And the people that have been to see that guy don't really have great things to say about their experience there. Whether it was the dude and his, wanting to play what he wanted to play. They told him, don't play Miles Davis. The first thing he put in was Miles Davis. So he's one of those guys, he's enjoyed the spoils of, finding his ass on, Rob Report and shit like that. So once, that can go to people's heads. I don't know him to be that kind of a person. I've never met him. But that's just the feedback that I get from people that have gone to his place and listened to his stuff. I heard there's really no bass in those big kind of really old school vintage looking horn things. They were like, said, no, there's not really bass. It doesn't really sound that good, which would make sense to me. It's a sculpture. So it's not meant to be the utmost sound quality. It's meant to be something super cool, unique, and different, functional sculpture. So I applaud the guy for that. And I applaud him for being so successful. The guy's freaking on in the Rob Report. Hello. So he's probably making money hand over fist, and he's living in New York and eating great food and probably, dating hot women or married to a hot, beautiful woman. So it's got to be a good life. I have no idea, man. But, or hot, beautiful men. I have no idea. One of the two beautiful people are in New York. Anyway, so I don't know. So I've heard, I haven't heard anybody that's gone there that says it was great sounding stuff. So but I haven't heard it myself. Outcast Jeff, because your brain is getting the visual cues and putting it all together. Yep. It was, it was the visual cues were a trip. So behind the band, there's these huge screens, and it's LED screens, and they're showing all sorts of imagery. And the imagery it's dark and it's a little bit disturbing. It's not like warm, fuzzy stuff. It's like bald old men, like that are naked and like with mud on them or something. And they look like they're just in purgatory or on their way to hell or in hell or something. There's not really flames. There was little, at one point there were little figures of people and they were all kind of floating behind, but they were all going down and they were head down and they were all like raining down, like coming down. And it looked to me, the symbolism to me was souls going to hell. That was my depiction. Now, could be my upbringing, or my religious weirdness from being raised as a Catholic kid in a Catholic school and being taught by nuns and all these concepts and beliefs of what God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit and hell and the devil and all this stuff was. So maybe it's not that, but that's what the symbolism looked like to me. It looked like a bunch of souls going to hell. It was dark. The music is aggressive. It comes from, it's almost like a lashing out from a point of fear, so it's somebody that has unrest inside them. The music is not restful, but I think in many ways we can relate to that feeling and relate to that feeling. I don't know if it's vengeance or if it's, and the thing is, I don't know the lyrics. So I had to go on the song structure, and the beat, because it's not really a melody, right? But I don't know the lyrics. If I knew the lyrics, that would help me along a lot more in understanding what I witnessed. But it was very, very overwhelming. I mean, at first, I was trying to dance. I was getting into it. It was rocking. I was like, yeah, rock into it. And then Then at one point, it just became like I was just standing with like wide eyes, like just taking it all in and just soaking up the energy and like tripping out on what I was seeing. You know, it was just it's sorcery. It was total sorcery. It was like they might as well have had a cauldron and been bringing something spirits out of a cauldron. That's what it felt like. It was very much and it was very dichotomy, as though I'm trying to form that word into what I'm saying. There was an interesting dichotomy between two things going on with the music. One was this fast, like rageful sort of external thing, but there was this underlying hypnotic sort of hypnotic thing going on. So on the outside, it's things going, you know, mayhem, right? Just like guitar things going, this mayhem. But then there's this like this thing underneath that's like a energy that's underlying. There's a lot of things going on. It's hard to process what it's not. I went in there thinking this is rock and roll. When it started out rock and roll, I'm thinking, man, this is cool rock and roll. Instantly, 3 minutes later, I realized this is definitely not rock and roll. This is like, I talked to Dave Olson, who loves this band. He called it prog metal. I said, that's exactly what it is. Progressive metal, total prog rock metal. And that's what made that. That's the explanation. So it's complex and very intelligent in a weird way, while seeming immature and like lashing out on the other side. So there's a very interesting dichotomy in that band, which is hard to process because it's two completely separate things. And then when I watch Maynard in video or in interviews like online, you hear how he answers things and whatever, and I'm like, okay, so this band definitely kind of plays with it's sort of a way for them to flip off the machine, the industry, right? The whole thing, because they're kind of teasing it. They're teasing the people, they're teasing the industry with the names of their songs, with the way they change up the time signature. They're keeping people guessing. People can't figure them out. And I think that's their shtick. Let's make it so that let's have a thing where people are always guessing. They're always on their feet. They never quite can completely understand what the hell's going on. Now that's just my assessment from lack of experience with the band. Other people really understand them in a different way. You know, I think the generation after me are the guys that really get Tool. So the dudes that are in their like 40s right now, those are the guys I think that understand Tool. Because for me, like when I was in high school and just coming out of high school, you know, the Grateful Dead was like the getaway, the thing that like sort of was that, you know, a sort of a heady way to sort of, I don't know, think outside the box and just sort of leave what the structures, the constructs of what you were taught growing up. And I think a Tool did that for the next generation in many ways. It is absolutely psychedelic, even though it is very much like metal and structured. It is also at the same time psychedelic, which is hard to think of metal as psychedelic, but the beats and the time signature is what does it. There's a code in it. You can tell. You're just like, okay, what's going on here? Because this is complex. This is more than what it seems on the surface. There's something heavier duty going on here. And that's when I found out that they follow the Fibonacci sequence. Their time signatures and things are integers and of the Fibonacci, the golden ratio, right? And I don't know what their link is to ketamine. And but there's something there. Maybe you guys know. You can tell me like what's their link to ketamine or shrooms. You know, it's definitely there's psychedelia mixed in, and I don't know how cat tranquilizer gets into the middle of that. Maybe somebody else knows. Does Rune sound good compared with straight up DNLA? It sounds fine to me, man. Yeah, I've never really had any problem using any of it. All of it sounds good. I've never tried one and been like, oh, I can't listen to this. Then again, I've got a really wicked rig, right? My rig it's 20 some odd years of fine tuning, and buying and selling till I finally crossed the road, or crossed the line, maybe 4 years ago when I started this channel. Looking to upgrade my 20 amp receptacles. What would you recommend for under 150 each? Doesn't man, Jonathan knows this. I want to say PS Audio makes some, or somebody makes some, Paragon or something. I can't remember. But they're like $50 or $40. Otherwise, dude, just get some damn hospital grade. Hospital grade duplex receptacles are made to grab a power cord more completely than they have a tighter grip on the power cord. So, man, those are in most cases, and if you can get it cryo treated, you get a cryo treated hospital grade, you're going to be fine, man. If they're under 150. Otherwise, you get the Furatech $240, GTX, NCFRs, whatever. To Chaz, I saw them at my friend's dealership. Okay. You have a point, but it's also when not watching the screen. Okay, you guys are talking. You guys got your own thing going without me. Sound Anchor also makes stand for Magnum pens I would like to check out. Sound Anchors is what I have. I have Sound Anchors. To Chaz, those are ones made in Florida, right? I feel LRS Plus the best value on the market if you can live with their SPL and base limitations. Yeah, that's why you mix them. It depends on the size of the room, right? But you do my mod, where you put them on the stands and they integrate with a subwoofer. Having some trouble with Cobas. Found a couple of tracks on 2 different albums with distortion. I wrote Cobas and they responded. I think the tracks are recorded at too high a level. Well, let us know what happens, Tony. Redbone made some great hits. Also, the song you sang was from Paul Revere and the Raiders. Oh, okay, cool. Sweet. Bard says, hey, Mikey, glad to announce I got my hands on a Jeff Roland 8T here in Norway. One owner, mint. Oh, that 8T I think is sick. Let me look this up real quick, because I think this is the one. This might be the one. Let me look inside. It's not the one I'm thinking of, but this is a cool one. You got a good. That's some old ass Roland. But that was his big stuff, man. That was his flagship stuff from back then. You're gonna love it, man. Let us know how you dig it, man. I mean, even his old stuff is so killer. Hello, Fernando. Any thoughts on the YG Carmel 2? Cheers from Monterrey, Mexico. Viva la Mexico! All right, man. I got some Mexicano in me. My grandma on my grandmother on my father's side was from Sinaloa. So don't fuck with me or I'll put the cartel on your ass. No, I don't even know. I've never even been down there to Sinaloa. I've been when I lived in California, I got in trouble in Tijuana, and I've gone to Acapulco, and I've gone to Mexico City, and I've gone to Cozumel, and that is my extent of Mexico. I don't have any thoughts on YG. No, it's just kind of like I don't. If anybody else wants to mention anything, they can say it. Found any speakers that match or exceed your custom panel speakers? No. Evening, Mikey. Thanks for the shorts from the concert. You bet. Audio Tits. I love that you changed the name to Audio Tits, bro. That's awesome. His name used to be Audio-itis, and every time I would see Audio-itis, I would see in my mind Audio Tits. So finally you just change it to Audio Tits. That's way better. I twerk while I tweak, mate. There you go, man. Rock and roll. Big Iron Doug says, Mikey, what's your take on field coil speakers? They're cool, man. So why are you Big Iron? Are you Big Iron because you like big transformers, or are you Big Iron because you like Harley Davidson or motorcycles? I'm just curious. My take on field coil speakers is they're cool, man. Those things are cool. And man, that's the craft, dude. You can get into some wicked handmade, beautiful stuff in field coil. The jury is still out for me if I could live with a single driver crossoverless type speaker. And I'm pretty sure field coils are like that, single driver, full range. I've got some Feestrex here, and I've got Tungar power supplies for them. So I'm set up to have the best field coil type stuff that, some of the best that exists. I just don't have the bandwidth to do it right now, man. I got tapes to listen to as well. I have tapes and field coils. I could put a damn tape machine and field coil speakers with Tungar power supplies and be in the upper strata of the guys that are like geeked out to the hilt, right? But I just don't really have time for it. I'd honestly rather go on a motorcycle ride. What's a killer DAC with volume control around 10K? The Meitner MA3, I would say. And there's a little caveat on the MA3. It's more of a musical, sort of a softer sound. So you'd want to put it in a rig that is maybe a little bit, maybe a rig that's a little bit more forward leaning. You would tame that out and fix it with the Meitner MA3. It is not what I would consider to be fully transparent DAC. You can make it more transparent if you don't use the volume control on it. Now, around 7,500, the tribe will have new OnTech DAC 2510 soon, or 2511 for us. And that will be about $7,500, and that will be a killer DAC with a volume control, and that will be 7,500, maybe a little less, but that would be the max. So keep your eyes on Mikey. I need something in that position. I need something in the $7,500 position, and I need something in like the $5,000 position. So I'll come up with those. You just stay tuned. On the 1.7, the magnaplaners are just the magnerizers are just the base, but are more about isolation, have flex to them. The MYE stands are set up with brass points for more of a rigid coupling approach with sidearms. Yes, that's right. I'm married to a beautiful woman. Maybe I should go find her. NAH staying in the listening. Nah, staying in the listening room. I saw a funny thing today. Somebody sent me, was like about Super Bowl tickets. Let me read this text. And it's about the wife. It's kind of like in the same vein that you were saying right now. Okay. My uncle has 2 Super Bowl tickets, both box seats. I got this text. He paid $2,500 each ticket, but he didn't realize last year when he bought them, it was going to be on the same day as his wedding. If you're interested, he's looking for someone to take his place. It's at the Temple of God Church in Lexington at 3 p.m. Her name is Becky. She's 5'9", about 145. Good cook, too. She'll be the one in the white dress. Kind of same thing. That's funny. So, Todd T, Outcast Jeff, YouTube music is not lossless. So not sure what you're comparing to, but no way is it better than Tidal or Copas if your streaming setup is proper. That's what I would think. Daniel says, missed 7 minutes of the stream because my wife called. You got to stop it, man. You got to, happy wife, happy life. Yes, Tool is a hypnotic seduction into the dark world. I would say that's right on point, man. I just have to leave for a flight now. Go Rotel. Okie dokie. Go Rotel. Woohoo! Your take on the German brand Acoustic Arts. I don't know much about them, but I do know Brian, who imported them. I don't know if Brian still imports them. Who's a good guy, man. I like him. I don't know about the brand so much, man. It seems pretty. It's shiny, but I don't really know. Am I a tool? What do you think, Charles? Do you want to pick me up and use me? Mal Capone says, did all my Hilo he's answering the question. He did all his Hilo ratings in torrents just under a year. Not sure where you would go these days. Many of the schools are gone. Rule number 1, never pay for your training in advance. Scam alert. Okay. Tool or tool bag? Well, depends on if I'm on top or bottom. Does that work? Will you be at the Southwest Audio Fest in Dallas? Yes, I'm going to the Dallas one. I'm going to skip Florida this year, but I will go to Texas. Bill Bruford from King Crimson. And yes. Okay. I missed, was that an answer to a question? King Crimson is also prog wild, crazy stuff. Robert Fripp, you know, yeah, and Fripp, there he is right there. He says it, yeah. What do you suggest for high-end network transport? What's a network transport? I don't even know what that is. I know what a network, you mean like a what do they call those things at NAS, a network attached storage device? Is that what you mean? Explain yourself, Fiery Chili Peppers. Explain yourself, Johnny Scoville. You know Johnny Scoville? You know that guy? Let's see. So Billy Cobham. Oh, there's a good drummer from Mahavishnu. Billy Cobham's a killer drummer. Sound quality of AGD Audion versus Jeff Rowland AB amps for clarity, sound, stage depth, and immersion, please. Okay, so clarity and sounds. Clarity, you know, you'd get Audion, you know. That's going to be the most clear, fastest, like whistle clean thing. Soundstage depth, both of them are deep. There isn't one that beats the other. Immersion, I would have to give that to Roland. I would say immersion, but it depends. I don't know what you mean by immersion, Derek. So if you can explain yourself. If you want to call me, I can give you a much better. If you're call me up and I can tell you more about the two, the difference between the two. Adrian Ballou, I'm a lone rhinoceros. MYE in Canada. Yeah, does Magnapan stand as well? Yeah, somebody said that. Someone told us about that. Except you get these big hand things on the side of your Magnapan that hold the side. It's kind of weird looking. Tommy Keogh, I'm using Pangea wall outlets. Pangea, that's the name I was looking for. They're cheap. Oh, they're about $100 a piece from Amazon and much better than standard outlets. There you go. That was the name I was looking for. I listen to King Crimson on my Michi and JBL 450 loud and clean. Cool, man. Go China. Pangea makes inexpensive, good quality outlets. They do, man. That was the company that I was trying to think of. Audio Tits says, "Welcome, sir." It was the handle you gave me, I guess. Oh, that's funny. That's great. Thoughts on Boris and floor standing speakers, especially their entry level model? Totally killer. The thing's great. It's 11 grand. Sounded great when I heard it, man. It's a nice speaker. That's all I can say, they would have you believe that it's not made in China, but from what I hear, the drivers, I don't know. You hear rumors, right? I'm in the inside of the industry. I hear rumors that thing is made from Chinese parts and put together in Denmark. If you don't care, then cool. But it's and the bottom line is it sounds good. It's only 11 grand and it's Boris, and go for it, man. It's a look thing, they're very modern looking. They're nice and they sound good, man. I like them. Hey, Mikey, looking for good sound, looking good, sounding good, giving good advice. Thank you, Austin. This is Austin. Give me a ring tomorrow. Austin, I got to ask you something, Austin, while you're listening right now, because Austin, I might have on the show here. Austin, I saw somewhere in a text you said you were 70, but then I thought you told me you were 80 on the phone. How old are you, Austin? Tell us your age and be honest. Daniel Miller, cheapest amplifier you recommend? Used B&K. Anything used B&K. Those were good. You could get those cheaps, and man, and that would be my best, cheapest amplifier. Used B&K, man. Get one for $300. Shane says he needs to review that new OnTech DAC, Mikey. Yeah, it's good one, Shane. Man, it's a good piece. It's a good piece. You probably get one direct. Thanks, Todd T. Did your outlets require any break-in to sound good? Yeah, they require break-in. I mean, Todd, you can let us know what you think, but from my experience, they do need breakup. Scoville units. Yeah, Johnny Scoville, Fiery Chili Peppers. See, if his name is Fiery Chili Peppers, are you a chili head? Are you in the game, bro? Because I've been I'm not, but I can act like I am because I watched it on TV. So I know Johnny Scoville from TV, and who's the other? There's a Filipina chick. What they should call her? Chilipino, and then another. Oh man, who's that other guy with the beard? This pot. There's a couple chili makers. I'm learning about these chili makers, and I'm reading about this shit like called the orange gusher, the bubble gum, something or other. Carolina Reaper is nothing, evidently. Like I always thought, oh, Carolina Reaper's the bad daddy. We don't know half of it. The Carolina Reaper is just nothing to these guys. There's way hotter peppers. I'm not a tool, Mike. Oh, thank you, Charles. Love you too, man. Eggleston makes excellent speakers. I carry Eggleston. I agree. Really enjoying your recent videos and live stream tonight, Mikey. Thanks. Thanks, MD Chaz. Appreciate you. Tommy Kehoe made a number of changes at the same time, so it's a little hard to say about any break-in, but they are good at holding on to heavier power cords. Yeah, that's right. So it's like a hospital grade, which really grips. Does the tribe want a tease of the bedrocks? Of course we do, bro. Show us, man. Give us a tease, dude. Yeah, let me give you the I'll put the this is for anybody, by the way. I am going to post right here. Here is the link. If anybody, it's right in the responses. It's the link if anybody wants to join the stream. If you have a camera and a microphone, you can join the stream and talk to us if you'd like to. I'm going to keep tonight to an hour. So when we get up to an hour, maybe I'll go 10 minutes. It's longer. But anyways, that's the link there. Okay, so I'm going to talk about Tool now since I've caught up with all the questions. So yeah, this is my first Tool show. I've not seen it, and here comes Stevie. He's ready. He's usually okay. I'm going to stop what I'm saying because we're going to give Steve a shot here.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, buddy. How are you?
I'm good.
Good, man.
You got any requests that you want to hear? Anything?
No, dude, man. Play what you got queued up.
I'm listening to the Mahavishnu Orchestra right now with Billy Cobham.
There you go, man. That's some kick-ass drumming.
So here it comes.
Okay.
I don't know how that's coming across.
Like shit. Show us the speakers, though. We're here in the back of your room. We're here in the back of your room. If you come up to the speaker, we can probably hear it better.
I need to figure out how to turn the camera.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right, man. That's about what it is. Yeah.
That's some crazy stuff there.
Yeah, man. It's good stuff. Good prog music. Yeah.
Yeah, you said that, and I'm like, I'm going to cue that up.
There you go. I know.
Because I love Billy Cobham.
Once I hang up with you guys, I'm going to go listen to those big-ass tube amps, get those things. I'm waiting to do – I did a video, and maybe I'll post it, but it's before I did a video with everything unbroken in, and then I'm going to do one after everything's broken in. And because it's still, gosh, takes a long time. 500 hours is a long-ass time, dude. That's like a month. You know, you think about 24 hours in a day, 10 days, 240. So 20 days of every day playing all day long.
So since you listened to Tool last night, want me to throw some Chocolate Chip Trip on?
Go for it.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
We're gonna
band, or is that one of their tunes?
That's one of that's like their famous audiophile test tune where the drummer goes crazy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. You want to hear that?
Sure, man. Why not?
All right, here we go. Here it comes. It's got some crazy bong in it too. I mean gong.
Turn my mic up, Mikey. Like this? Like this? Is that okay?
There you go.
Let's see. Maybe I got to turn my My speaker's up.
I'm gonna move forward a little bit.
I don't know how well that's working.
I don't know how well it's working.
I'm talking into everybody's ear right now.
All right, here we go.
Oh, this one. I know that one.
I don't know if it's clipping the mic or not.
Something.
Oh.
Yeah, we can.
See 'em?
We lost the visual.
No, no. Here comes the drums. Here he comes.
I can't see. I can't see. What's the dB? What are we at? Sounds like shit. It doesn't sound good. We can't. It's not translating at all.
It's not translating at all. That's terrible.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you're talking about phone mic through how many compression steps? Who knows?
Exactly. And what was?
But it was 112 dB peaks in here.
Wow, that's pretty good, man.
Yeah, not bad. So it sounded good in here.
Yes.
We need to get good mics and play these for the tribe. So
yeah, for sure. Well, or just tell them what it is and let them play it.
Right.
Good night, Charles. We already got that. Whoops. Okay. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate you, buddy. River Rats logging on. 168 hours a week. Oh, that's what you're going. Okay, so 2, 4, yeah, so 168. So let's see. I can't do math in my head. So yeah, 3 weeks basically. 3 weeks of every day playing, you know. Okay, just checking in. Todd's cracking up at the sound. Yeah, it doesn't work. I know it doesn't work at all. It doesn't work. So the concert was pretty wild. Again, that's a very interesting band. If you've not heard them, I would say, I don't even know to tell you what album to listen to. Maybe the Tool heads can tell us like what the best what the best album is to try it. But Fear Inoculum is the most recent one. It's weird, it's wild stuff, but it is advanced. It's not for non-music people, it's like, and I think for me, I'll have to listen to it. It's something that takes a while, to, I think, figure out, because it's just like, so I'll have to listen to it more and more and then check it out and then determine what's up. Anybody have any more questions? Because we got like 7 more minutes, and you guys want to fire away some questions at me. How about this? How about I ask you guys a question? How can I improve my channel? Let me ask you guys that. Go ahead and fire. What would you like to see from my channel? How can I improve it for you guys? If you had your perfect Mikey, how would I be? Tell me that. Should I get a mohawk? Maybe I should get a mohawk. Come on, man. Lay it on me, man. I'm sitting here. I'm waiting. Let me know how I can be better for y'all. What can I do to be better? More dancing girls, right? That always makes it better. That's like the first thing, right? Birthday cake, dancing girls, hula hoops. What else? Braid the hair. I know, Daniel. You know what, Daniel? I missed my chance to do it when it was really long. My shit was down to my titties. That was when I should have had the braids coming down. Although it's a real strong, you know, I think I'd have to be, there's a spirituality that goes along with those braids, right? And unless I can follow up, it's almost like you're sort of, I don't want to be posing, you know what I mean? He's talking about like braids, Native American braids. And that's, I thought about it. I thought about either one down the middle in the back, or two on the side. And it's a cool look, but it is definitely, it's a statement about something. Fix the sound if you do the video thing. Yeah, the sound will be fixed. I've got trust me, I've got killer microphones and all that kind of stuff on the way. Naked girls, of course, naked girls. Outcast Chef reviews. I don't want to do reviews. Sorry. You got too many other guys doing that shit. So what am I going to do? Tell you about the freaking Kef LRS Plus? You know, is that really what you want from me? I mean, for real. Do you want me to just sit here and just, you know, I mean, I'll tell you about the shit. Here's what I do for you guys. I find the best shit in the marketplace that in my opinion is the best shit. And then I share it with you guys. I definitely don't review stuff that I don't use or that I don't back, you know, because then I'm just going to tell you it's not as good as my shit. And why do you want to hear that? You know, otherwise I could do reviews and get paid for it. And then tell you that everything's great and use the same words to describe everything. Oh, it's got a real wide, deep sound stage and it's very, you know, fleshed out mid-range and all this other bullshit that I could tell you over and over again. Like, you know, but you've got other guys for that, man. That's not what you come to Mikey for, reviews. You know, I don't take sponsors, you know. You're not going to see brand names in the beginning of my videos. You're not going to see the name of dealers in the beginning of my videos or the end or the middle of my videos. In my description, I'm not pitching anybody's product or anything like that. That's what makes me different. So, sorry, but I don't want to do reviews. The no BS that was Brycaf, or I'm sorry, Outcast was offering that up. Mike, the no BS call it out kind of stuff is what keeps us hanging around. But 20 hertz boobies helps too. That was the best video. Dude, I have had the best videos, ideas for doing the stupidest videos, but I won't do it because I think it would really, I have to have like 100,000 people. Then when it doesn't matter when 20,000 of them drop off, I can wait, but I've got too small of a following just to do my crazy shit. But I have funny ass ideas in my head, funny shit. Like I took a video. Remember when I came out, Chris, when I saw you and I went to California, when I got down to LA and I was in Marina Del Rey, staying at a hotel. They had big clawfoot tubs. I did a video in the freaking bathtub with bubble bath. And it was fucking, excuse my language, sorry, I did the wrong F word. It was freaking hilarious. It was so funny. I was laughing my ass off so hard at watching the rough cuts of it. I couldn't believe it. And then I sent it to a couple of people. I'm like, can I put this up? And they're like, no, you can't put that up, dude. You can't put that up, dude. You will be. And you know, someday I'm thinking of making a gag reel because I've got gag reels. I've got things where I'm making a video and I get frustrated or upset. And then I just go off into Squirrelville or do something just really ridiculous. I like to play around. So I like to joke and entertain. So maybe one day I'll get back to doing some funny stuff like that again. More spiritual truth. Love that epic video 2 days ago. Thanks, Rad Journey. You know, it's I will, you know, the whole idea of why people buy is the psychology of it is very fascinating because it's buying for ego and buying to be the cool guy is such a huge real thing. People totally buy shit to be that cool motherfucker, that cool mofo, right? And it's like the richer and nerdier they are, the more they need to prove it. Look at Jeff Bezos, total geek check. Just couldn't all of us have more cool in our pinky than he's got in his whole body. He's such a lube job. And he struts his woman around like she's a hooker, like poor Lauren, whatever her name is, Sanchez. She used to be like a newscaster, didn't she? Or something. Like she's like kind of would come across as an elegant woman. He dresses her and he puts her out parading her around like she's freaking Kim Kardashian or some shit. It's like, dude, you're really degrading your woman just to try and make yourself look like a player. But you're not a player. We all know you're a total nerd. So it's like you can't buy your way into cool no matter what. And unless you're just like, but so anyway, so the psychology about buying shit is just fascinating to me, and how people still hold such high regard for it. Being that guy, being the cool dude, being the standing out as the cooler than the next guy. I call it big dicking, you're big dicking other guys. That's all it is. It's not, it's for other guys, and it's to show that you're more than. Okay. So, but Jesus, man, you can market to that. You can really market to make those products, and you can really rope in a lot of dough, because many people are still in that it's a low vibration. I consider it. Many people are still there. So it's kind of weird. It's interesting to think about. Different background would be a start. Yeah, I know. I'm going to do records. Should I do records? I mean, I can do, this is my the picture that's behind me. I'll do records or some freaking tape machine or some audio shit, so that you guys, can feel better. Right. No, understandable. What is that? Get a tube mic. I don't want one. We need to hang out at Expona. Okay. I probably won't go. I might go, man. I got some friends up there that I want to see. Revealed when to stop hi-fi was a great wide-ranging segment. Yeah, I thought so. It's kind of interesting. It's just to show you guys a different take. Now, it doesn't mean don't buy, beautiful stuff. It just means buy for the right reasons, right? If you're going to buy a $100,000 amp, buy it for the right reason. Don't buy it for the wrong reason. It doesn't mean that a $100,000 amp is wrong. What I'm getting at is buy it for the right reason, and make sure that it's going to give you what you're after, and not give you a fantasy that's a fake promise that isn't going to deliver. Okay. And that's my point with that kind of stuff. I say do a building video of the Ripole Dual 21 subs. Boring. I don't know. I mean, this is the kind of thing, I'm not building it. I'm telling somebody, here's the plan. I want it like this. I want you to make it this size by that size by that size. Make it for me. And then the shit gets made for me. I'm not cutting wood. I'm not sanding. I'm not putting anything together. I don't do that. I used to, and that part of my life is over. So, would I go up there to the shop and sit with the guys and watch them use their nail guns, cank, putting wood together? No, it's not that exciting. And I don't mean to demean anything. I know, Daniel, it's probably would be a cool thing and maybe people would like it, but I can't find the motivation for it. I apologize. Paul, Zacharias. It's great to hear stories from your journey through the audio industry. That's cool, man, because I got a lot of them. I've got a lot of stories. Holy crap. I could just do them every day. We could have fireside chat with Mikey. Mikey's, dude, if I start telling stories, I could tell you stories about my damn life that would be, you guys would laugh your asses off, because you'd probably be able to relate to a lot of them. Stories about just putting your foot in your mouth with girls when you're young. No need for random reviews. Channel is great the way it is. Thank you, Todd. Appreciate it. Cook some food and talk hi-fi. That would be cool. I did that one time. I do love cooking and I do love food. And, it's my new ask now. When I come to tune your rig, if I come to your house and I tune your rig, my new ask is home-cooked meal, like some damn family recipe, and not frozen food, not grocery store food that's like prepackaged and stuff. Like, make my ass something like ethnic, right? Teach me something, man. I know. I'm putting your ass to work. But it's like, hey, I'm coming to do the thing. If you want to know what, I don't need beer. I don't drink alcohol. I don't need any drugs. Food is fine, you know? So, anyways, would love to hear some interviews with my brand representatives explaining their equipment and design choices. Would you really? Like, I mean, I can do that, but to me, getting into and I can do design choices on a surfacey thing. Like I could have Andreas here in a second, Andreas Koch, but I want to ask him the important questions, not, well, how do you implement DSD and what kind of chip do you use? Then you get into stupid, I mean, questions like you know, computer code and shit like that or whatever. You know, it's like boring, man. It's like if you guys think that's cool, let me know. But I'd more so be into an interest like, why did you do single bit instead of multi-bit? You know, how do you connect with music? You know, do you pay attention to your physiological responses to the designs that you make? Things like that, you know. Not like what chip do you use and how many, you know, voltage regulators do you use on each thing, you know. But I know how to do it, and interviews are coming up. It's going to be a good part of what I do coming up. Chris says, yeah, brother, that's the good shit lollipop. You know it. You know it. That was fun. That was a good trip. I'll be coming back. Do some comic outtakes. Yeah, that might be fun. Audio Tits says, you're a good man. The evolution will continue. Just don't stop what you're doing. Right on. That's solid advice. Mikey Uncensored. I'd take my clothes off. I don't think you'd want that. Most billionaires are nerds. You kind of have to be, right? I mean, how do you get there? Unless either you're a total ruthless killer, right? Like a ruthless, like Trump, right? Ruthless, just like mow down anything in your way by hook or by crook. Or, and I'm not slighting the guy, right? Okay. I'm just saying that dude, you know, just look at how he does business, right? He kills the competition and he doesn't take any shit and he dominates others. It's probably why, you know, I'm not going to go into politics because I can't stand politics, but I would argue that maybe the United States needs a little backbone. I don't know. But I don't want to get into it. One review I think many are waiting for is the Maria 350. Yes, that is coming up. Maria is going to be awesome. Thought this was an audio channel. I know, but fuck it, man. I mean, I can, excuse my language. I just did it again. I can say what I can talk about whatever I want. Talk about motorcycles, talk about naked ladies. What exactly is break-in period, say for a DAC? What happens? It's 500 hours for the playback designs, and it just gets bad and worse. It gets flat, then it gets deep layered. Then it sounds, you know, muffled. Then it sounds clear. Then it sounds, you know, and I'm using extreme words to give you an idea. So it's slightly muffled and then slightly more clear. But it goes through these wax and wanes and just gets all sorts of cuckoo. And you listen to it and you go, what did I spend my money on? And then one day it's like, bam, you're like, whoa, what just happened? Like my God, like it just clicked in, like something's different about the sound today. It just broke in. The same thing with speakers, big time, like totally obvious. Thoughts on Lin for streamers and DACs, preferably the organic dad. Organic DAD. What's that? Anyways, I don't know about Lin. Old guess good turntables. I have no experience with them, so I can't comment. I'm sorry. Why you hate on Mola Mola? Cause it's a fad. It's a fad, and it's not that great. I don't think it's that great. We compared Mola Mola early on when it first came out, and it's a fun name to say. Tambaki is even more fun to say, and it's a fad. And I don't think the designer is all that. I think Bruno Putzis is, maybe he's a good designer, whatever. He designed Hypex and all that stuff. I give him respect for that, but I just think that there are these designers that come in and they become a fad name, and people or marketing companies now are trying to use like Andrew Jones, Bruno Putzis, and these guys, man, they're okay, but they're not revolutionary. They're not Jeff Rowland. They're not Andreas Koch. They're not movers and shakers, like serious. They're only movers and shakers because they're marketed. So they came on the scene because a magazine started talking about them or some brand started talking about them. So if you know, so Mola Mola isn't that great. But the reason that I don't like it is because people say it's the best thing you've ever heard, and you hear that so much about so many things, and it's just Mola Mola is just in with the other shit. It's good, okay? Is it great? Does it stand out? I don't think so. You know, it's good DAC. You know, is it the next best thing since sliced bread? No. You know, so and typically when brands like to talk about how great they are, I don't like them. I like the brands like Playback Designs when they don't talk about it. I talk about it, but Playback Designs doesn't. Playback doesn't shove his DACs into every, into the magazine, into the limelight, into shit like that, and there's a little, if you know the inside of the industry like I do, you know who the cabal is, okay? So I know the handful of dealers, I know the handful of writers, I know the handful of manufacturers that are all in a sealed circuit, a cabal, if you will, okay? And they run a racket. Okay. And certain brands I know are inside that racket. Certain people that handle those brands are inside that racket. So certain brands that are being taught are touted as all the greatest things, but they exist within that racket inside there. I know it's just a farce. It's just marketing. So Mola Mola is one of those brands that I don't, it's not one of those. I don't think it's all that. Excellent advice. Thank you. Pick an album with a song or two that you mention a sonic event or particular sound to listen for. Okay, yeah, that's good. I can do that. Your best, you understand, you're probably talking about the braids, right? Yeah, because it makes a statement, brother. I mean, I saw a guy last night with the braids down, and he had gray hair and braids, and he had the little ponytail holders all the way down, and immediately I thought Native American, and immediately I thought that guy must have a strong spirit, like he's probably a spiritual guy. That's just the image that I get from braids. And so unless I have that, I just think it's not cool to borrow that image from the Native Americans who earned it through their true spirit and unity with nature. I don't think I haven't earned it. Your best videos are when you expose shit hi-fi. Oh God. Oh, you just made me think of wouldn't it be great if you opened up a piece and there was a dog shit in there, and then you're just like, hey, I found this thing, it sounds like shit, and we open it up and there was shit in there? That would be funny. Okay, stupid, right? It's stupid and it's juvenile, but that would be a funny video. I would laugh my ass off making it and then viewing it. Oh man, the only review we have at the moment is Daniel Hertz is the one guy from Hogwarts, Steve Hufflepuff, and Adrian. That's two guys, brother. The only reviews? Yeah, it's two different reviews. Adrian, right? Steve Hufflepuff is I don't know that he's like an audiophile that if he said anything about hi-fi that I would even take him serious. That's why I didn't. But when Adrian says something, I take Adrian a little more serious. Adrian has a lot more experience with hi-fi. He's been selling hi-fi for a long time. So I called Adrian on the phone and I got a firsthand feedback of that. So it was of the Daniel Hertz. It was great. Just do your thing. Thanks, Dale. I will continue to do that. Maybe a 5-minute bit on great songs with excellence in engineering or something that's rare and unique. Cool. Great point. We could do a Zoom chat, Mikey, cooking and tunes. Wouldn't that be great? And I promise I won't say throw another shrimp on the bobby. Oh, my God. Hey, Mikey, your boy Nick made it to the stream. Better late than never. Right on, Nick. Nick Nicolas. Good to see you, brother. Do my own thing. Thanks, Dale. Is Air Acoustic still good stuff? Yeah. That wasn't the one that I don't know anything about it, to be honest. But I haven't heard anything bad. Okay. The one that I was thinking about was Arion. Oh fuck. See, I can't remember it, man. It's like I have a problem. They're very close. AYRE and I are Ion, Ire and Ion, AYRE and AYON. Those things are too damn close, man. How am I supposed to keep the distinction? Ion, I hear things about. Ion, okay, so in the field, people report to me what their problems are and how they like their stuff. I ask every person. Ire or air, however the hell you say it, I've never gotten bad feedback from, right? Ion, I have. People have problems. They need repairs. They go back and the people get charged through the nose and they have to pay for shipping both ways and all this stuff. So Ire, fine. Air, whatever. Ion, not so much. Okay, for the record. Do I have a list of my records to die for? Oh, no. I mean, that could only be one, right? Because then you'd be dead. So you can't do it twice. So you only have to have one record to die for. You know, you know, if I had to pick one record to die for, there's a couple in there, you know, but I know my desert. I don't know about die for. See, that's a little weird because how do you take that into context? Is it the record that you want to be playing when you die? Because that would be different than the record that you like would take as on a desert island, you know, and that you could listen to over and over and over. That would be your number one. If you could only pick one record on a desert island, what would it be? Beatles' White Album. Okay, because I could listen to that shit over and over and over again without getting sick of it. But if it's the record that is the one that I'm gonna die with, like it's playing while I'm dying, it's gonna have to be transcendental. It's gonna have to be something that is a soundscape. You know, there's no way I want to die listening to Rocky Raccoon. You know, anyways, so yeah, you'd have to give me a little context on that one. Keeping it real, Mikey from Chicago originally, and plan to go to Expona 2024. Will I have a room? No, I won't have a room. I'm not going even. I don't even know that I will attend. There's no reason for me to be there. First of all, those big shows are great for you guys to go as attendees. For me, I've seen it, been there, done that, seen it so many times. I don't need to go there. There's nothing new for me there. There's nothing new for me there. And it's such a zoo, and there's just so it's such a zoo. You know, I like the more intimate shows. So for me, Expona is not going to be it. I don't want to go to Expona. Sorry. Only reason I go there is to eat and see friends. Another idea, Mikey, would be a video once in a while about a new artist you come across that you dig. He would like to explore new music and what others are into to branch out a bit. Cool. Great idea. I can do that. Great show as usual. Mikey, thanks. Malcolm. Talking about the video idea. Good idea. Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. Got you. Friendly tribe neighbor to the north, teacher Chris, saying, hey, what's your take on EL84s? Totally not my tube. I don't like them. I don't even like them for little teeny flea watt, for little, I think they're weak and plentiful. It's a tube you can get all day long, any day of the week, all over the place. It's an easy tube to find. They don't have much power. They might be good for a headphone amp. I would never want them on speakers. EL84 is definitely not my tube. And I tried one amp with the EL84s, and I was like, I'll never ever want an EL84 ever again. I even have a problem with EL34s. Okay, those are even too weak for me. But those have some serious body and some liquid mid-range, and those are real. That's a good tube, man. I would use it in a guitar amp, an EL34. You know, a Mullard in me Marshall. But you know, EL, typically I don't even like EL34 amps. I like for hi-fi, I like KT88, 6550, KT120s, you know, the power pentodes. Those are the ones that I like. Yep, Wes says Ion. That was the one I was thinking of. What are my thoughts on open baffle speakers? They're great. Thoughts on Benchmark out of Syracuse? I'm not into it. Have you ever had any ear discomfort from a high fidelity 2-channel system? No, it's kind of a oxymoron. You should not have ear discomfort from a true high fidelity system. Now, there are certain things that we in the industry refer to as hi-fi sounding, and those are fatiguing. They don't necessarily hurt your ears. It more so bothers your brain. You just get bored of it really quick, and you just want to eat or leave the room or go golfing or just go outside or just do something. You don't want to be in there. Okay. So I've not had ear discomfort, but I've had boredom and mental fatigue from a hi-fi system, typically when they sound too hi-fi-ish, which means too sterile, perfectly polished and clean. It becomes lifeless to me when it's that clean. And that doesn't mean bad sound. It means perfect sounding, but it's perfectly annoying. I can't stand it. Okay. So there's a distinction there. When are we going to see a video on that baby Fisher Klein speaker? As soon as I get them hooked up, man, those things are going to be so cool, dude. I don't have the bandwidth these days. I'm making cables for a guy. The last pair of cables I ever make are being made for Dave in California. And holy crap, dude, I'm humping it. So I don't have time to go play with the speakers lately, but I will be. It will be in the near future, man. Last meal. I have owned Totem Arrow speakers for about 15 years in the second listening room. Still blow my mind with imaging and bass for their size. Ever heard or sold Totem? I've heard them at the shows. Yeah, Canadian company. Great. Yeah, good stuff. You know, I never wanted them. You know, I think they were pretty. They were cool. Good stuff. You know, I think the old stuff, they used to have a pretty girl. If I remember correctly, there was a pretty woman that worked for Totem at the show. I just remember from back in the day, Totem being associated with a dark-haired, pretty gal, Canadian, probably French-Canadian hottie. So you probably have it from back when they were sweet. I think Totem was one of those companies that grew so big that they went into the home theater and all that other, distributed sound. And it's just like they lose their little nuance of being a boutique company because they get too big. And I would imagine that's what happened with Totem, just like it did with Wharfdale and other brands like that, but I think the older ones were the better ones. I love KT88s. On Desert Isle Records, a list for the tribe, Sonic Spectacular, your reference recordings. Okay, got you. Daniel, Mikey likes KT88. Yep, that's what I just said. What about Anthony Bourdain style national, international tour of interesting, glorious hi-fi shops and showrooms? Come back to SoCal and we'll check out George Mine. That might be something interesting. Because you know what my mind's thinking right now when you said Anthony Bourdain, I'm like, God, I could work that into like restaurants and seeing these, because the owners of the shops would know killer restaurants, so that might work. That might work. And then if I could do it on a tour on a motorcycle, and I'm touring on a motorcycle doing this shit, wouldn't that be even better, man? I'll put a GoPro on the front of the bike, man. You guys would be bored out of your wits. Unless I was on the Ducati hitting the turns. Yeah, I kind of figured out as soon as I asked, and her answered my question. Cool. When you're at client's home, system tours if possible. Yeah, I do that. Yeah. Dan Nabaka says, good preamp to pair with Audi on monoblocks. The AGD Alto reference preamplifier or others. I'll only tell you if you buy it from me. Yeah, use the AGD preamp. The AGD makes very good preamps, as a matter of fact, and it matches the Audions. But call me up, give me your business, brother, and you'll be taken care of very well. How bright was the light in your eyes at the show last night? It wasn't until they did these flashing things, right? So everything was like cool, and then they did these flashing things that at one time, and they were going with the kick drums, whap, 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 whap. It was like strobe and drum, and it was like, dude, I was like, I just stood there like with my slack jawed, like, what's happening here? Like, wow, it was cool. Get over here, brother. I know, Shane. I got to, man. It's a long ass flight, isn't it? Hell of a swim. But yeah, man. Okay, I'm gonna butt out here, man. It's 1:24. I give you 24 minutes. Thanks for joining. I appreciate all of you for showing up. And I will see you guys at in my normal channel. But yeah, first episode of the world tour in Oz. That would be cool, man. That would be cool. Anyways, I'm tired and I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep right now. That's what people do sometimes. When they're talking, they talk like this. And it's so funny. It's like, what are you doing? I rarely hear that, though. I just see it sometimes. Okay. And thank you all. Appreciate your attendance. Next, do you guys like Thursdays or Wednesdays better? We had a pretty good turnout today. I'm just going to maybe keep it to Wednesdays to get you through the middle of the week. But I will see you guys. I'm not going to ask you more questions because I got to go. I will say goodbye to you now in a very sensual way. Okay. So I will see you guys later. Take care.